In this video, I'm going to be speaking about the three layers of system design. Now, these three layers are effectively your business layer, your functional layer, and your non-functional layer. And these three layers are really important for any good system design because they are all interconnected and they are crucial for a comprehensive and effective system design approach. Now, let's start with a business layer. Now, this business layer primarily focuses on the core value of your system. That is, what's the core value proposition of your system? If it's payments, then that's the business layer, right? If it's that is collect payment or make payments or bank transfers, whatever that looks like, that's what the business layer is. And then it goes further to the user needs, right? So the value proposition essentially meets the user needs, right? And it has a direct impact on the revenue and the business objectives. Now, this is a bit different from the functional layer. And the functional layer simply is defined as the system's capabilities. That is the APIs, the data flows, the user interactions, and every necessary data structure for the operationality of that system. Now, this all works together. That is the business layer and the functional layer, and it all comes together with the non-functional layer. Now, the non-functional layer is one of the most important, and these other two are similarly important, but this layer addresses quality attributes like performance, right? Security, scalability, reliability, and observability for every system, right? So three key things. Number one, the three layers of your system design are the business layer, the functional layer, and the non-functional layer. All of these three, they work hand in hand to ensure that your system is robust, it's comprehensive, and it's effective to sort of deliver the value proposition that each user desires. Now, in system design, it is super important to understand how to define your requirements and your goals. Now, every successful system begins with crystal clear requirements, right? And understanding what you're building and why forms the foundation of every subsequent system design that you're going to create. So you are going to essentially be building block upon block, but that clarity essentially enables you to sort of move through each block. Without this clarity, you find that you have a risk of building a technically brilliant solution that is to the wrong problem. So let's talk about requirements. Now, I've explained functional and non-functional requirements. Now, what is a functional and non-functional requirement? These are functional requirements is essentially the core features of a product, right? They are use cases that sort of deliver value to the user. For example, a use case like allow users to post messages or process payments securely are functional requirements, and they directly translate into system capabilities. Whilst on the other hand, non-functional requirements are simply how well the system should perform. So they target qualities like latency, throughput, availability, security, right? These requirements are often crucial for your system success, and most times they are frequently overlooked, right, in the early planning stages of a product. Now, it's also important for you to understand use cases and load, right? Now, understanding a user scenario and the expected load patterns during any period in time directly informs your design decisions. I'll give you an example. There are certain times within each business that are peak periods. For commerce businesses, you have a peak period during Black Friday, and the system design or sort of like the system requirements for that period in time is definitely far beyond what the requirements are for a period like the summer, because the users are going to be very different. People are traveling during the summer, and during Black Friday, people are sort of ready to sort of place orders. And so you have more users during this period. So being able to understand those use cases for each business and being able to understand that you're going to have peak number of users, you're going to have probably large data volumes, you're going to have traffic spikes, right? They directly inform your system design decisions. So you get questions like, will you serve like 100 users, or will you be serving 100,000 users? And that question sort of fundamentally shapes your system design or your architecture in this case. And then finally, business alignment. You need to ensure that your system design actively supports your product goals. That is, whether you're delivering a faster user experience, or you're supporting a global user base, or you're enabling rapid feature iteration, technology must serve the business strategy. The business strategy is the ultimate goal. Note this: your business strategy must always be what grows your technology or defines how you deliver your technology. It is important to understand that sometimes I know the mistake comes up with product managers and system designers, whereby we know a lot and we try to design first. But we need to always design from the business perspective. What does the business need? And then you use that to sort of follow up with how you deliver. Stay tuned for more videos on system design architecture.